I'm Kyla and welcome back to the Infinite Library, and today we're going to go over all the books that I'm hoping to read in the month of June. And it's quite a hefty pile. So I already had quite a hefty reading month anyway with May, what with me doing the 30 and 30 manga challenge and me trying to read as much as I could for Chimera. I am starting a new project in June, and it's going to be a long running project that I'm going to be doing essentially for the rest of the year. So there'll be a video soon that'll be properly announcing it, but basically I'm doing a reading the Goodreads challenge, focusing on last year's awards, which was 2023, and I'm going to be kind of reading like 3 books from each of the genres and just seeing what I think about them, basically. So I am indeed starting with 2 genres this month. I'm not going to tell you the books exactly that I'm reading for it, but I am going to be pitting fiction against romantasy for this. And I will show you one book from each of the genres that I will be reading from it, and then the rest you'll see when I actually put the video up. So for fiction, I'm very excited to finally be reading Yellowface. This has been an incredibly hyped book. It obviously did win the fiction awards, and yeah, I've been dying to read it. Also absolutely insane the amount of reserves this book currently has in the library. I'm going to have to read it fast because, screenshot here, it has this many reserves at the moment in the library, which is crazy. Not surprising because it is such a hyped book, but this is like the new paperback version as well that came out, and there are quite a few copies of this, but even so, that many reserves, so I gotta get onto this one basically. So I will definitely be reading this. For anyone that doesn't know, this is a novel by R.F. Kuang, and it tells a story of these 2 writers, but one in particular who ends up stealing the manuscript of another writer who is Asian, and essentially she kind of like vagues her race when she publishes this manuscript as her own. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of commentary, and I've just heard really good things about it, so I'm excited to get to this. And then the other book I will share that I am reading, this is for romantasy, and I will be reading The Jessed Hair by Sarah Hashem. This is an Egyptian romantasy book, and I actually didn't even know this was romantasy until it showed up in the category. So I have the nice, I think this is a Lumicrate. Yeah, this is the Lumicrate variant of it. And yeah, it just sounds interesting. I'm excited to read something Egyptian. But I am reading 6 books, so I'm not going to show you what they are, but here they are for that. So that is my focus for the month of June. But also, because I always just try and read too much, I still have another bunch of books that I want to try and get to during the month. So I do obviously always have my book club, and for that this month we're reading A Botanical Daughter by Noah Medlock. I'm so excited to read this. Like, for anyone that doesn't know, Frankenstein is my favourite gothic novel of all time. Absolutely adore Frankenstein. Like, I even have like the jigsaw over there that I'm currently working on. That's Dracula, but down there. Down there, over there, is the Frankenstein one, which I'm starting to work on. I adore Frankenstein, and this is kind of a Frankenstein twist to take on a story, and it's basically about, it's historical, and it is about these 2 men who are married, and they live in this like botanical garden, and one of them does taxidermy, and the other is obsessed with like horticulture, and they combine the 2 passions together to create a daughter, and things get weird, I assume. I am just really hyped to read this. As soon as I saw this, I knew it was a must-buy for me, and I was really excited that people voted for it and we get to read it from a book club this month, because it means I get to it sooner. So yeah, we'll be reading that this month. Also, I need to not catch up, but get up with, fits along at the moment, and we're on the 3rd book. We're on Assassin's Quest right now by Robin Hobb. This is the book that has beaten me before, so I'm apprehensive to read this, but also I really just want to read it and have finally finished it. I unfortunately have not been enjoying rereading this trilogy, should I say. I've read the first 2 before, and I stopped maybe about 150 pages into this one before, when I was reading it because I just found it too depressing and I was not in the right headspace for it, unfortunately. And I have to say, on a reread, although I like Robin Hobb's writing style and I like the overall storyline, I don't enjoy Fitz as a character. I just find him very depressing, and I personally I just don't like him, unfortunately. I find him very tough to read from, to be in his head all the time. So even though I will hopefully finish this, I really don't want to DNF it, but honestly, if it starts affecting me like mentally, then I probably am, if it gets too much for me. And I will, and I'll just say I'll give it the good college try. But I am going to try and finish it. It is hefty. It is 800 pages or so, but I will at least make a start on this even if I don't finish it. I'm excited to get on to the next series after this, which is the Mad Ship series, because the Live Traders, sorry, the first book is somewhere around here, I believe, but I don't know where it's gone. But I have read the first book of that series before and I really liked it, so I'm excited to try that. But honestly, if this doesn't go well for me, I don't know if the Fitz books in the series are for me. So yeah, we'll see. I am apprehensive, but I am hoping that on this retry I will like it more, I suppose, and be able to finish it. So that is one of my other priorities for the month. I then just have a couple of other books that I am hoping to get to. Whether I will or not, we will see. So I have this pile here, and I also have an arc that I want to try and read in June. It isn't actually due to be released until August, so if I don't manage to get to it in June, it's not the end of the world, but I'd like to because I think it'll be quite a fun read. And that is The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. It's her latest book, and I can't actually remember much about what it's about, but it sounds really fun, and I really enjoyed Red, White and Royal Blue. I have yet to read her other books, but I like her writing style, and I think it's just going to be a fun read, essentially. So yes, I have that. I have a couple of other books that I want to try and get to. I really want to carry on with Empire with a Vampire. I read the first chapter of this a few months back, and I really enjoyed it. And I just did not have the time to carry on, basically, and it is another chunker. So given the chunky books I've got, I don't know if I'll get to this, but if I can, I will, because I'm dying to get to it. Also reading another book from my Jacqueline Wilson vlog. So I've got Bad Girls, which is an old favourite of mine and one I feel like most people have forgotten about. So I do want to get to this. This is very short, so I think I will manage it. And finally, going to be reading Ninth House. And just to kind of make this fun, I decided to make like a little fun vlog of me reading this, and essentially I'm gonna do like a living my life over that weekend, like how the main character does in this. So if she goes out to the shops, if she eats a certain food, if she wears certain clothing, I'm gonna do the same. And I'll vlog the process, and I think it'll be a really fun way for me to read this book. So yeah, excited to finally get to this. I've had this on my shelves for so long. It was actually gifted to me by a boss who was leaving work, and I haven't got to it yet. So I've had mixed experiences with Leigh Bardugo before. I didn't really like the Shadow and Bone series. I read the first book and it just wasn't really for me. But I really love Six of Crows. And this is like her adult dark academia mystery kind of thing. And I'm honestly really in the mood for that kind of thing at the moment. So yeah, I'm hoping I will like this. And then I got a reserve come in, which I wasn't expecting to come in, and it's already got holds on it. But I did pick up a Fate Inked in Blood from the library. It's got really nice sprayed edges as well, which is unexpected. Yeah, this has been getting a lot of hype. This is a recent fantasy release, and it's like a Viking kind of thing, I believe. But yeah, everyone who's read this seems to really like it. It was one of the book club books for one of the guilds in Magical, no, two of the guilds, sorry, in Magical Readathon. And it wasn't my guild because we got Godkiller, but two of the guilds actually read this for their book. And I think it was pretty well liked, essentially. So yeah, I'm excited to get to this. It is romantasy, I believe, but I've just had people really liking it. So yeah, what is it about again? It's about a girl called Freya, who I think she's a shield maiden, but oh, she dreams of becoming a warrior, and she's married to this like really boorish guy, essentially. Her husband betrays her to the region's Jarl, landing her in a fight to the death against his son Bjorn. To survive, Freya is forced to reveal her deepest secret. She possesses a drop of goddess's blood, which makes her a shield maiden with magic capable of repelling any attack. and it's been foretold that such magic will unite the fractured nation of Scarland beneath the one who controls the Shield Maiden's fate. So from what I remember, Bjorn's father is like the king essentially, and he marries her because he wants to be the one who has like this fate failing on him. But I think there's also like a romance that kind of develops between him and the son, so it's kind of awkward because she's kind of his stepmother, but like she obviously didn't want to marry that guy. But yeah, I've heard really good things about it and I'm hoping I'll like it. And I didn't get to what I pulled out of the TBR jar last month, so I am going to try and get to 10-Person Slaughter this month as well. We'll see. I am a little bit iffy about this one because now I know this is actually like an origin story of a character who's in the main series, which I haven't read. It puts me off a little bit because I don't really want to get like spoiled for that main series if I do want to read it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll give it a try, I think. And if I'm not really vibing, if I feel like I'm really missing out on stuff, then I am going to put this aside for now and come back to it later on once I've had a chance to check out that main series. So that's all the books I'm going to try and get to in June. If I don't get to all of them, it's really not the end of the world, but my main focus is going to be those 6 books for the Goodreads challenge and my book club book. So that's 13 or so books, and I still need to pick from out of my TBR jar. So here it is. Let's give it a swish for good luck. Given the chunkiness, I want a short book from this. Piranesi, that would be really good if I got Piranesi right now, but knowing my luck, I will get a chonker. And if so, it's probably going to get pushed over to next month's TBR, but we'll see. Okay, I've got one. I don't know if you can read that. Oh, Prince of Fools. Okay, so the funny thing about this is that I'm filming this just prior to me going to Cimera at the end of May. This author is at Cimera. This is Mark Lawrence. Let me find it actually. I have it over there in the pile for me to take with me. Yeah, so it's kind of old now and a bit wrecked, but I still haven't got to it. And I read the other series by Mark Lawrence and loved it, which is the Prince of Thorns series. And this is the start of his other series. What's this series called? It's the Red Queen's War. This series. It's not what I've heard anyone talking about, to be honest. I know he's recently got really hyped because The Book That Wouldn't Burn has been getting a lot of recognition, but like his older series, I don't think that much anymore. This isn't massively long, and it is a book I really want to get to, and I'm taking it with me over the weekend to Edinburgh, so I might just kind of make a head start on this. Font is small though. I don't enjoy how small the font is. So I'm assuming this is like another trilogy. I'll put here if it's actually not and how many books are in this series. It's about 380 pages. Let me read what it's about because I've forgotten because it's been that long since I bought it. The Red Queen is old, but the kings of the Broken Empire dread her like no other. For all her reign, she has fought the long war contested in secret against the powers that stand behind nations, for higher stakes than land or gold. Her greatest weapon is the Silent Sister, unseen by most and unspoken of by all. The Red Queen's grandson, Prince Jalan Kendeth, drinker, gambler, seducer of women, is one who can see the Silent Sister, 10th in line for the throne and content with his role as a minor royal. He pretends that the hideous crone is not there. But war is coming. Witnesses claim an undead army is on the march, and the Red Queen has called on her family to defend the realm. Jal thinks it's all a rumour, nothing that will affect him, but he is wrong. Okay, yeah, that sounds really fun. A lot of people don't like the Prince of Thorns series because of the main character, but I actually really do like the character. So I'm here for like what sounds like it's going to be probably another morally grey protagonist, and yeah. I may actually get to this month, we'll see. So that is all the books that I'll be reading in the month of June. Let me know down below if there's any you think I should be really prioritising of those ones that I may not get to otherwise. Like it might make me bump it up on my priority list if it's one that is really good. Okay, so my next Broken Binding box just arrived today, which should be the second book in the Lies of Loch Lamora series. I'm excited to see what this looks like. I did really like the design of the other one. Again, we have this ridiculous packaging. So let me unravel it. Here we go. Once again, we have a nice little bookmark, which matches the book. There you go. On the back it says, difficult and impossible. Our cousins often mistaken for one another with very little in common. And yeah, red seas under red skies, it says. So now let's do the satisfying bit. Yes. Ooh, okay, we got red this time. Oh, this is a... Oh, it's damaged. Okay, so this is the next one. It's heckin' chunky. It has caught a bit of damage here. I don't know if you can see at the side, but at least it's only on the dust cover. So yeah, that is the front cover. It's got some nice foiling on the side. And here we on the back we have a quote which says, look for us in history books and you'll find us in the margins. Look for us in legends and you might just find us celebrated. And then, ooh, I like the edges on this one a lot. So these are the edges. You can see we've got like a ship, some playing cards, a cat, and a like a rose and some dice. This one is very ship based from the looks of it. We have these end papers of like some kind of combat happening on a ship. I think it should be different on the back. Yes. Oh, we got a landscape on the back of this one. So this is what it looks like. Very... I'm not even going to pretend to know what this is. Rome, Greece, something like that. I'm not going to read the synopsis for this one because I haven't read the first one yet, so I don't want to be accidentally spoiled. But let's have a look under the dust jacket. Ooh, this is very nice. Okay, so we have another one of these like little character things, and then it is like death on the back, like a jester skeleton kind of thing. And I think it's the same on the back. Yes, it's the exact same on the back. So we haven't got two different characters, which I think we had two different characters last time. Just actually makes it quite hard to work out which is the front and which is the back. Oh, the sprayed edges do carry on to the side as well. You can just see the little like a ribbon bookmark there too. This one is like a ship, a sun, and some axes. And then we've got the exact same on the bottom as well. But yeah, really nice. Excited to read it. Thankfully it's not damage underneath, it was just that bit of damage that was on the dust cover. But yeah, that is that one. Excited to get the next in the series. Okay, so surprise unboxing, but I have actually just got like 4 parcels that arrived and I know they've all got books in them. So I figured I'd just add them on to the end of this video because why not? One of them is a special edition book, which is the latest FairyLoot Adult book, I believe. Yeah, FairyLoot Adult. So feel free to just skip past that bit if you don't want spoilers for how that looks, because I know it's fairly recently that came out. But I'm not on the waitlist for that. I'm on the subscription for it at the moment, but I didn't quite manage to make it back on in time for this book. And this is actually a book I've read before as an ARC and I loved it. So I really wanted to get like a special edition of it. I'm also meeting the author like at Samira, hopefully. So let's open these books. So a lot of these are old second-hand books that I got because I'm trying to finish off some series. So this first 2 are those such ones. So I've been finally looking for these last 2 books in the Wicker series for ages now, so I can finally read the whole series, maybe do a video about it. And I was missing, I think this is number 11, Origins, and I was also missing number 14, which I think this is the American cover, I think, which I've never seen before. Like, I'm used to like these covers, which are the UK covers. But yeah, these are pretty cool, to be honest. The American covers, they're like much bigger, I suppose. Like, you can see the difference between them. It's annoying that it's going to look a little bit odd on my shelf, but oh, the font is still the same though. I think it's a very distinctive font in these books. But yeah, I got these, so that's exciting that I finally finished this collection. But anyone that doesn't know, this is called Wicker in the UK, and maybe some places in Europe, but it's called Sweep in America. No clue why it's called Sweep, quite honestly. I think maybe they thought calling it Wicker was kind of offensive. But it's a series by Kate Tiernan, and it basically follows this girl who, her name's Morgan, and she basically like comes into her power as a witch, and it's all kind of about that and her power and about the coven that she's in. There's a whole romance triangle as well, but I really enjoyed it. And I've never fully finished it, so I'm really happy to finally be able to finish it because it's like a 16 book series or a 15 book series, and I had them all except for these two. So I managed to find these on Vinted, who was selling these as part of like a selection of various Wicker, and they very kindly split these off for me so I could buy them. So yeah, very happy that I finally can finish the series off. Then we have another series that I'm trying to finish off. I thought this was gonna be, there was gonna be two of them in this, and there's only one. So this is Voice of the Ice, which I think is the last book in the Wizard Apprentice series. This is one of my favorites back when I was younger, and like no one knows about it. It's been out of print for ages. You could only get it from like WH Smith or something. But yeah, absolutely love this series. Was never able to read these last two books, so I managed to find someone on eBay who was selling them off. So this is the last one, I think, but yeah, book 8 it is. But I did order book 7 as well, and I don't know where it is. So I'm hoping it might be in this other parcel I've got, because I think I also ordered 2 other books, possibly from the same seller. So I'm wondering if they just packaged it weirdly and it's in there instead, hopefully. But this follows a young wizard called Randall, who he starts off as like an apprentice, basically, gets into hijinks, and then it does follow him throughout the course of the series as he becomes like a wizard, basically. And yeah, really enjoyed it. This is pre-Harry Potter, I believe. I personally think it's better than Harry Potter. So yeah, this is something I really want to read for a rereading my favorites video in the future. So let's open this other one, and hopefully the other book will be in here. It does feel like there's 3 books in here. Yes, it is. Oh, thank God. That was a worry. Okay, yeah. So here we have book 7, which is Mystery at Wizard School. And yeah, these are also like the really old volumes that I really love. I love these volumes so much. He's a court wizard at this point in the series rather than an apprentice. So yeah, excited I can finally finish this series. Now I have books 7 and 8. And then the other 2 books that I picked up because I really wanted to finish this series is The Magisterium by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. I read the first 3 books, I believe, in this series, and I never actually finished it, and there was only 2 more books left. So I did pick up the last 2 and I work out. I think this is book 4, The Silver Mask, and then The Golden Tower is the final book, I think. So this is like a magic school kind of thing, basically, as well. It's like middle grade to YA, I'd say. But I really enjoyed it and I really want to finish it. So I can finally finish it now. So finally, we are on the FairyLoot one. Again, this is one from somebody on Vinted who is selling their copy on. I've already seen a lot of people selling this book on already, which makes me really sad because I really love this book. But does mean I get a copy of it, even though I'm not on the subscription list. So avert your eyes if you don't want to see what May 2024 adult FairyLoot is, but it is the cottagecore theme, and the book is The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. This was very kindly basically just repackaged it exactly how it was. Yes. So we have a similar cover to how the original is. I think it's maybe a little bit darker in the colour tone, and we've got some foiling going on here, and like you can see here, this foiling here, which kind of is the bees. Is it foiling? Yes, it is foiling. Yeah, so you can see the bees are kind of foiled. We've got yellow sprayed edges and some like nice little honeycomb edges at the side here, which is super cute. The back is really pretty as well. I'd never seen the back before, so that's super pretty. Oh, this is gorgeous. There's so much foiling going on this. I approve. So this is the end papers, where we've got our 2 girls here, Marigold, and why have I forgotten the other girl's name? Lottie. Yes, this is Marigold and Lottie. Lovely foiling going on here. Oh, it's not actually signed, which is kind of good, because I'm taking this to Slay Mirror this weekend to hopefully meet the author, so I'm not mad about that. It has got an author's letter in here, and the back is like a little domestic scene between them. So again, this is Marigold, the cat, Lottie, and their friend, whose name I've conveniently forgotten, but they're super cute. And now let's look under the... Oh, we've got a reverse dust jacket. Oh, that's so nice. The autumn vibes in this. Even though I get more of a spring summer feel from this, but that is very autumn. Very pretty. So under the dust jacket, we have this nice little honeycomb kind of thing. It's just white with some nice gold foiling. It's got honey witch on the side and then just plain in the back. So nothing too outstanding, but it is very cute. So yeah, that is the honey witch. I think I am going to keep the normal dust jacket rather than the reverse, even though I really do like this reverse. Yeah, really happy to have my own copy. This is going straight in my suitcase to take with me. And yeah, really excited to reread this again at some point because I really enjoyed the art copy I got. And as always, stay safe, stay cozy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!